Welcome back to your regular weekly hit of From the Driver's Seat. This week I've mostly been thinking and pondering and possibly overthinking a little bit about project cars and how many project cars is the right number of project cars to have. Can you ever have too many? Is there a sweet spot in the middle? Or are you always going to be wanting more? So, you know from the channel, I have 3 on the go at the moment. I have 2 of these vintage Cinquecentos, one which is my wife's car and is a keeper. That was a project, I want to say 4 years ago. That one came over from Italy, had the front cut off here. You can follow the restoration diary on the channel if you really want, but that was the first of the latest batch of projects. As you know from some of my previous videos, I have had lots of other ones in the past, but I've tended to stuck to one at a time. But I got the Fiat as a present for my wife and kind of worked on that one at the same time as that, having just sold my orange Volkswagen Type 3, which doesn't feature on the channel because it was pre-YouTube, although there may be some pictures of it kicking about. I decided to ship over the Ford Shoebox from the States and got that one running and driving, enjoyed cruising it about. And then almost immediately that it was running and driving and absolutely fine, I decided, you know what, I need to make a bigger project of it and I want to cut the roof off, and hence the reason why it's now been on the back burner, sitting on ice for about 3 years with the roof chopped off and partially welded back on. So that was 2 projects. And again, in my wisdom, I thought, you know what, I'm going to get myself a 3rd one. And I thought another one of these came up, and originally it was like oh yeah, here's a really good business idea. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to ship one of these over from Sicily, and I'm going to do a little bit of tarting up and I'm going to flip it on. And then obviously, as they tend to do, there was a little bit of scope creep, I think is the word, and we ended up with a full resto that again you can follow on the channel. And so I really ought to call it a day at 3. I am selling this one. It's tentatively sold. No money's actually changed hands, but it fundamentally, so long as he doesn't hate it when he turns up to see it, belongs to somebody else. So this is basically gone. The blue Fiat will remain because A, it doesn't belong to me, and B, I think it's cool as hell and I always want to have one. And that leaves me with one remaining project, which is a big one. And here's where I have to make a confession to the internet in general. At the back of my mind, I've already finished that one, and my mind is whirring along with what is the next project? What am I going to do once that one's gone? I don't want to get rid of it, but at the same time, I also want something else. And so I'm stuck in this cycle of always wanting a new project. And I don't know whether or not I enjoy the building of the cars more than I enjoy the actual owning and driving and running experience of them. I don't know how many of you feel that way about these things as well. There always seems to be the next thing that you want to do. And it's either as you finished the last one or even before you finished the last one, you've always got this imaginary pot of money that you want to spend. And yeah, I do love owning classics and driving them and doing all the events and stuff like that. But I think since work and family life and stuff has taken over and I don't really get an opportunity to take part in any of those events anymore, I think I've kind of ended up in this weird mindset where actually the building of the car, the project, the imaginary buying of it, the imaginary sourcing of it, the going and the searching on the internet and the finding all the stuff and the cool things you can do with it, and when it eventually arrives, the sourcing, the speed parts and the fabrication and the customizing and stuff, that bit is almost more fun than the actual experience of it being finished and using it. So, projects. Is there such a thing as too many? Yeah, there probably is. Am I there yet? Well, I'd probably end up with a divorce if I bought any more. So although I've got a bit of driveway space, I am fully there with 3, and 3 is the absolute maximum. That is going to be slimmed down. Will I ever be satisfied with what I've got? Probably not.